Hi guys, let's look at how to create a wireframe text outline quickly and easily in Affinity Designer. So let's get right to it. Open a blank canvas and drag out some text. Make the text a nice bold font. Now I've used ZT Voltra for this. I really like this font. It's kind of a fantasy games font really. You'll find it easily available on the internet. Your layer is actually an image of sorts, remember? That's the text layer. Now, text is not a curve to start with, but we need it to be a curve. So, go to Edit, that's up the top bar there where the three dots are, and select Convert to Curves. And the letters are now individual curves, just what we want. Outlining. Now, select all the layers, not just the group, but select all the layers, then select the colour wheel and clear the fill. That's the blue line through the white circle, so there's no fill. Now select the stroke, which is the black circle underneath it, and select the stroke brush tool, which is just below the colour dot you can see there. Set the stroke width to 10 pixels. Of course you can have the stroke any colour you like as well, but I'm using black just because. Now you can see your wireframe. It's nice and crisp. Just what you want. So a plain old wireframe is pretty boring, right? But you can use it for lots of things, as I'm sure you're aware. But let's give it some depth. But first, with all layers selected, go to Edit and select Merge Curves. You've now got one curve, not 5 of them. You've got one curve, you've got the text, but it's all one curve. Easy to deal with in this situation. Now we can give it a little depth, or perspective if you like. Go to FX in the right hand tool column there and select Outer Shadow and set the shadow as you see. Now the blend mode is multiply, the opacity 71, the radius is 34, the offset is 3.3, not very much, and intensity 22%. Now the angle is 48.5, which is just to the right of the wireframe. Now remember, when you turn on outer shadow, it won't work unless you touch the word outer shadow as well. Then your context toolbar comes up. You can turn it on, you can turn it off, but you won't see that context toolbar until you touch outer shadow words. Now, let's duplicate that layer and select the bottom layer of the two. They're both exactly the same at the moment. You'll notice that the effects is now quite marked, but you can reduce one or both if you like by changing the context toolbar settings, or even unticking one so that the FX doesn't show. But let's wait a moment, because what we're going to do, your two layers are still in groups. So I've selected the bottom layer, and in the context toolbar for the FX tool, change the outer glow to red, but only for that layer. Now it's not showing down below at the moment, but if you touch that layer and then go back to FX and tap on the FX so you bring up the context toolbar, that's where you change the colour. Not in the colour dot up in the top right hand side, but in the context toolbar for that effect. Now the wireframe is showing a little more depth. Very nice. It's kind of got that reddish, blackish glow to it. And it gives it that little bit of depth. Now that you have your basic wireframe, you can fill it with a background image. Select the suitable image, and I've selected just jungle from the stock studio on the right hand side, and place it on the canvas. Then move it into place using the top layer as a mask. Now you can see it's in the top group, and I've dragged it into that curves layer, the top FX layer, and it's just showing through there. If you put it in the bottom one, it won't behave properly. Put it in the top one, and there you have a nice jungle background to your wireframe. You can add another layer, colour it green, and offset it slightly in the Transform Studio. You can see I've offset it slightly there. Duplicate it, add in another layer. So there's actually 3 layers there now, and I haven't shown that on the right hand side, but it's there. And I've offset it slightly. The X value is now 80. Select the Contour tool, left hand side, 1, 2, 3, 4th tool option down, the Contour tool, and set the radius to 10. You can see it down the bottom there. Switch the jungle image back on, and it appears to bleed out to the letters. That's a very soft effect. It makes it look like it's going just past the edges of the wireframe. Now, that's it for this exercise, I think. I hope you found it fun. And you can see the word you've got there. You can do that with any letter and nearly any shape. Lots of fun. Thanks for watching. I hope you find it useful. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on the thumbs up to give it a like, and click on the bell to be reminded when new videos appear. I really appreciate it if you click on the thumbs up for a like. That helps me keep account of who's watching.